Number 6 is principles of spatial interaction. Principles of spatial interaction. And if you follow my slides, you will see that the principles of spatial interaction is basically by Edward Allman. It was this authority, Allman, that isolated these 3 principles to be the 3 major principles of spatial interaction. And we are going to be following the school of thoughts of Allman as it concerns spatial interaction. When we talk about spatial interaction, we are talking about the different set of activities that you have on different spaces. Different spaces have activities, and these activities, they interact. This topic is also good for you to understand the relationship between land use and transportation. So if you understand land use and transportation, the summary of land use is activities, the different activities that you have put the different land into. Then that is for the land use or land uses. For transport, the summary is movements. So when you talk about the principles of spatial interaction in accordance with how this authority has put it, you now look at it vis-a-vis complementarity, intervening opportunity, and transferability. Now, what do these principles, what do we get from them? What message do we get from each of these 3 principles of spatial interaction? Now, the principles help explain and predict how and why people, goods, and information move between different locations. 2 things, the how and the why. That is what the principles help us to get. Now, let's start with complementarity, which is the first principle. Please don't forget complementarity, intervening opportunity, and transferability. And I am saying complementarity describes a situation where one location has a surplus of something that another location needs or desire. For example, a region with abundant agricultural production might be complementary to a region with high demand for food. So this principle is making one point to interact with another point. If you look at it, it is happening in the how of you have what I need. I need what you have. So the one who needs what the other has is the one who is helping the complementarity to play out. This suggests that you go to your places of work because you want to earn from there at the end of the day. Some of you might just be coming back from places of work. That shows that you are playing a complementary role to your places of work. So it is your place of work that is acting as the agricultural production sites. Why you, as someone who needs food, you are not going there to get your food because of the demand that you have for money to also do a lot of things. That is what complementarity principle under the spatial interaction explains. Secondly, the intervening opportunity. This principle suggests that the presence of a closer. Before I go to intervening opportunity, there is this example that comes to mind. That is the example of my 12. How many of us have been to my 12? Can you tell us, how many of you, if you have been there, can you please tell us your experience? And class, if you know that you don't want to hear your contributions on the WhatsApp, on the YouTube, you are free not to join the conversation. If you join the conversation, every other person will be learning from our interaction. So do we have people who have visited the My 12 markets in line with the explanation of complementarity, which is one of the, in fact, it is the first principle of the spatial interaction. Do we have anyone who wants to share experience with the My 12 markets in line with what complementarity means?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
You have the floor, sir.
Okay. From the example in this complementarity,
Mr. Uche.
A region with abundant agricultural production. Now, looking at my 12 is a central place where we have work of distribution of or sales of agricultural produce coming from the north to Lagos. So in that my 12, a lot of people visit that market from different areas in which those produce are not available to buy in bulk and go to those areas to resell.
Okay. Thank you so much. So at that point, the My 12 stands in for the location with surplus.
Yes, sir.
Why your places of residence represents places where the desires come from. That is, once you remember My 12, you shouldn't forget the principle of complementarity in spatial interaction. When we say spatial in transportation planning, we are talking about land use. We are talking about the land. The land is in My 12. Your places of residence is in your different locations. So there are surplus of foodstuff, agricultural produce in that place. It might not necessarily be agricultural produce. It could even be employment that is surplus, just like employment is surplus on the island. That is one of the reasons why in the entire Lagos, it is on Lekki-Epe corridor that you will see that you cannot 100%, you cannot totally say that a particular direction of the road is totally free for a particular hour. Even till midnight, you see movement going and coming on Lekki-Epe corridor. So that is to tell you that on the two sides of the corridor, there are a lot of places of surplus in accordance with the principle of supplementarity. Mr. Oladeji Olaiya, you have the floor.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir. Sorry for my background noise. So I just want to confirm if this same scenario of MAL 12, if it's also applicable for, let's say, a retail store who has like a couple of other branches in other locations. And let's just say for one thing or the other, or maybe from like my past experience, maybe from either a blocked account. For example, the company where I worked before as a supply chain lead, we have accounts for different locations. So we have the Ibadan account, we have the Lagos account, and then
Let
we have
me
the
give you
Abeokuta
let me
account.
give you free adverts, Mr. Olaiya, free adverts. Free adverts. What's the name of your company? And what do you do? Yes.
Okay, so the company in question I'm talking about is Foodco. I once worked there as a supply chain lead for Foodco, but I'm no longer there. I've also worked as a healthcare distribution company too, a pharmaceutical healthcare distribution company.
Very good. That means you will also have idea of co-chaining.
Yes, sir. I have idea. I manage logistics and operations for the healthcare sector. So I understand the
Very
concept
good.
of cold chain and preservations for cold chain items.
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Have you ever done any transaction with the cargo ports in international airport side at Ikeja?
No, sir. Actually, so we are just within the country. It's local, so I just handle operations and logistics within the country. So what we do is we have businesses with major manufacturers like Swiffer, Emzor, and the like. So we get those products and then we sell to other pharmacies.
Yes, you have intelligently responded to that, and that suggests to me that you are not really interacting with NACO and SACO. If it is not only at national level, there is no way you not be interacting with SACO and NACO. SACO is a subset of CFAS, and they are also doing very well. Thank you so much. Now, on your question, Madam Elena, we are coming back to you. And class, don't forget, if you don't want your voice to, if you don't want to hear, we are coming, Madam Elena. Just a moment. If you don't want your voice to be heard, don't join us in this conversation. Our conversation is what is enriching the class, and I have made it very important and expedient. Now, going back to Mr. Olaya's question, the question whether it is applicable to whether you have a retail center, I will want to modify the question this way. If you have a regional distribution center, then you now have, there is what we call, Mr. Olaya, have you heard of urban scope, urban spoke?
No, sir. No, sir.
Urban scope is applicable to what we are discussing. But why am I don't let me go to logistics. This transportation, don't let me use that example. In transportation, urban scope, this topic we discuss it there. Now, in transportation, planning and management, your example, we go with regional distribution center. There are a lot of activities going on there, like in your organization where you work. From the factory, they bring it to the regional distribution center, and from that regional distribution center, they will now take it to those other either retail shops or other state distribution centers. Regional center could cover Southwest. You could have it at state level. You could have it as Nigeria defined geographical location. So if you are getting those products from the regional center to the retail centers, that is complementarity. But if it is between two retail centers or 5 retail centers, the complementarity network will be the lines will be much. This is going to this. Maybe there is a particular product that another retail office has that they don't have. They go there to get it. They have it in surplus. Don't forget the use of the word surplus in complementarity. Mr. Lai, I want to make more clarification.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That explains, that answers my question.
Okay, you're welcome. Madam Roland.
Okay, sir. I wanted to say, in this situation of surplusity, a particular location having an item surplus, should we say that Lagos State has seaports in surplus, whereas Southeast, where they have major importers, there are no seaports?
Yes. In fact, this is another good example. This is another very good example. In terms of, so most trucks, they come. Is that they move them through the trucks or they move them through the freight rail movements, through freights? Is it that they move through freights or they move through to other areas? So in your explanation, the Lagos ports, that is the Tinkan and Apapa, they have most of these import products in surplus, and they now take them to other states. That simplifies complementarity also. Mr. Lawrence Afolabi, you have the floor.
Okay, good evening, sir. Yeah, I just want to put more clarity to it. Does a retail store having a product that another one needs,
Yes.
It may not be in surplus. It's just that it's needed in the other place. You understand? Just to satisfy demand. So when they complement each other, I don't know, must it always be in surplus? Because sometimes it may not be in surplus.
Okay.
You know, surplus is when they have excess supply than demand.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the supply may not be even be excess than demand, but because they also don't want to lose customer of those particular goods in the other retail store. So
okay.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you have just made an intelligent contribution, and I will respond this way. If I am supervising you on this kind of topic and we have this conversation, what I will ask you to do is create a subsection that is called definition of relevant terms. So we have to define our surplus.
Exactly.
Our surplus here has to be defined, and it means that what they don't have that you are demanding for, it is not in the light of excess.
Okay.
So it suggests that our surplus in this usage is defined, that as long as there is a demand to it, it is surplus. And as long as it is surplus and they are going to that location to patronize that surplus, it shows complementarity.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I think we have enough light on complementarity. Let's go to intervening opportunity. This principle suggests that the presence of a closer or more convenient alternative can reduce or even eliminate interaction between two locations. If a closer supplier can meet the demand of a region, the need to travel further to a more distant supplier is diminished. So we are saying that I want to get it from my 12 and my neighbor is doing drop shopping. How many of us know drop shopping? I don't know why I always use logistics to be discussing transport. How many of us know, okay, let me use, you know, there are some people around you that they also buy in bulk and they store it somewhere, and they have their customers within that environment. So by the time you do your calculation and you see that by the time you pay for fuel, if it's cheaper, it is cheaper at a distance, just like you are coming to Lagos to buy fuel. If you are not buying the fuel in bulk, you are not going to make any difference. By the time you factor in the transportation costs, you might be running at loss. So if you are getting the fuel at a cost that even when you add the fare to it, you are still making profits. So that becomes intervening opportunity. There is a closer alternative. It is not only closer, that alternative is also convenient. So because of that, instead of going to my 12, I can decide to buy it in Akoka when I compare. But if I want a very big, if I want quantity, I cannot go for that first principle. The second principle, I check it and I see that it is convenient for me and I want my peace of mind. So that is intervening opportunity. You want to get it, you want to get something. You know, the basis of these principles is the movement that is occurring between two or more locations. So we are saying that you move to a longer distance because they have surplus. This second one is now saying, as long as you are getting it in a very close codon, you are still interacting with that space. That is why it is spatial interaction. And that particular principle is saying that you are under the principle of intervening opportunity. Do you have just one or two that want to contribute to intervening opportunity before we move on? Just 1 or 2 comments? Okay. Mr.
I have
Ladi.
something to say.
Okay.
Mr.
Hello,
Ladi,
sir.
I saw your hand.
Okay.
And who
I want
else
to.
wants to talk? So that I just mentioned the 2 persons. Who is the second person? So that I just mentioned. Okay, Mr. Ladi, you have the floor.
Okay. So I just want to
Okay.
confirm. Okay.
Sister Believe, after Mr. Dalage, Mr. Oladiji. Okay, we can hear you.
Okay. So for example, now, like I said, in my former company, we used to buy butter centrally for production, right? So we buy in huge
You do
bulk.
what centrally? What do you do centrally?
We purchase butter for production in bulk.
Okay.
To one location, right? So along the line, we now have to do an interstate or inter-hub transfer from the general warehouse to the production unit for each of these production centers, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what I noticed about that was that at certain point in time, um, 480, at certain point in time, there'll be delays because those inter-hub vehicles come just once a month. So which means if we run out of butter before then, there is literally no way for us to produce bread. So what I then did then was more like I had a discussion with the supplier. We created I did an analysis on our trends, usage, and then we had an MOQ. I had a discussion with this supplier, and the supplier was willing to supply a particular quantity to Lagos direct, that's to our home, instead of buying centrally with the Badon outlet.
How did you sorry, Mr. Olaya, how did you conceptualize your MOQ?
Okay, so what I just did was I calculated our average usage per month, and I noticed that the 3 outlets in Lagos, the 3 hubs in Lagos, which I manage them, we used a particular number of quantity averagely every month. So I used that as a benchmark for our purchases. I added a bit of buffer.
That's the monthly order quantity, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I added a 20% buffer for surges for each
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so now does that also since this supplier agreed, what that did was eliminate the lead time of having to wait till month end for butter to come from the general hub. So we're able to get butter directly for Lagos outlets. So does that scenario fit into this description you're trying to describe? Since now we don't have to go to Ibadan or wait for the truck to come once per month, we just get our deliveries directly to Lagos, and then I handle the inter-hub exchange here in Lagos, and it was I mean, less chaotic, more sales. We didn't lose sales at all.
Okay.
So does that scenario work in this?
In this intervening opportunity?
Yes.
Yes. It works. It works. That means it is still convenient for you. As long as it is still convenient for you and it is closer, and it is going to also save wastage. It is going to reduce wastage. So it also works for intervening opportunities. Okay, Sister Believe, before I move to the next principle.
Okay, I want to say, like many of us, whenever we want to get something, we always believe that the eco market is cheaper, but we always forget about the cost of transportation and the time consumption. So most times, instead of getting something like close by, like probably Shomolu or Bariga, we usually decide to go to Highland Market. And if you check the time and the cost of transportation, and when you will get there safe, you might also notice that the price difference is not much, or probably they have the same thing. So so buying from Bariga save us a whole lot of time and cost, and also it saves us a whole lot of time, and it's also convenience for us because we can always go there at ease instead of doing a long plan of going to the Lagos Island Market. So that's my point.
Yes, that is also a very good. That's also a very good and intelligent contribution. What I just want to add and stress is that what I want to emphasize is that closeness and convenience, they are the first two criteria. It is not actually the costs. Is it convenience? Yes. Is it close? Yes. You know the reason why I'm saying that? The reason why I'm saying that is because we are talking about the movement between two locations. As long as they are interacting in line, and the basis of the interaction is because of closeness and convenience, then the other factors such as cost, reduction of waste, they can now come in to do their role. Thank you so much. Let me quickly discuss this third one, which is transferability. This principle refers to the ease with which something can be moved from one location to another. It considers factors like transportation costs, infrastructure, and barriers to movement. High transferability implies easy movement, while low transferability suggests significant obstacles. So, this is very straightforward. And before I call one or two persons to shed more light, it suggests that there must be ease. There must be ease in that movement. And for us to establish ease, just like we discussed accessibility when we started with the terms, for us to the same light we use to view accessibility is the same light I want you to use to view the ease. Ease in what sense? Ease in the sense of cost. You can see the reason why I said intervening opportunity is not focusing majorly on costs. High transferability. Costs is the major thing in transferability. Then, in terms of maybe the condition of road could come after cost. Those two are very key for transferability, which suggests that you can use the word transferability when you can move at a particular fare, at an affordable fare. Don't let me use low. As long as you can afford it, the movement of that particular product from one place to another, that is transferability. Then, when there are obstacles, for me to confirm that you are following me, what are the two positive major obstacles that could give you low transferability from the example I just gave? What are the two major possible?
Cost and ease of movement.
We have cost and ease of movement.
Very good. Very good. Very good. That shows you are really following me. Thank you. That solves it. So if you are paying more, there is no transferability. If the condition of road is bad, there is no transferability. So that is it. As long as there is transferability, as long as there is intervening opportunity, as long as there is also the principle of complementarity, by the time the three of them come together, we can say that we have a very good spatial interaction. So for the space to interact very well, these are the information that we need. Class, Sister Believe. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, your hand is up. You have the floor.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. I just want you to help us share more light regarding this transferability. In a scenario whereby, like my company, we have branches across 14 states, but in a situation whereby we operate with a centralized procurement, and you need to buy, for instance, hydraulic for your equipment, and you need to firstly confirm the quality of your hydraulic here in Lagos before moving down to a station, for instance, like Kebbi.
Okay.
Meanwhile, you can get the same hydraulic in Kebbi, but you cannot guarantee the quality of your fluid, which might damage your equipment over the long run. So discussing about transferability now, can we say this method that we practice is the best practice, or what can you help us out with?
Okay, that's a very good clarification and question. Well, it could come as the third factor or fourth factor, the quality of the product, if I'm getting you right, Mr. Emmanuel. The quality of the product.
Yes, sir.
If I'm getting you right. The first one, which is complementarity, is more or less the demand is surplus, the surplus demand. The second one is more or less the
convenience.
The second one is more
intervention.
or less is more or less the closeness first before convenience. The second one, which is intervening opportunity, closeness first before convenience. Now, we can key in what you have said in under convenience. If it is going to be the second factor under one of the principles, that it is convenient because you don't want stress. It will bring stress to you if you buy fake. And one of the reasons why you don't want to buy fake, is it not because you don't want your equipment to have issues?
Yes,
you don't want your equipment to have issues. So in the long run, it will transcend into convenience. It will be convenient for you. It will stress you in the long run effects of it. So we can bring your scenario into the case of intervening opportunity. Closeness first, then convenience, demand and surplus, complementarity, closeness, convenience, intervening opportunity, transferability, the ease in terms of cost and the road condition. So your scenario will go, but it could come as other back factors for any of the three. And that still shows, in fact, if we want to relate it to the first one, it goes. If we want to relate it to the second one, it goes. The third one, it goes. So we can twist the first one to say that, yes, I have a demand, but I'm also looking for quality demand. Quality demand could be a type of demand. Class, am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow, demand is a demand. Yes, I have my taste. When it comes to rice, I have my taste. My taste is basmati. Class, who is on the same page with me?
Joy.
Basmati.
So some people, their own taste is abakaliki. Some people's taste is arosa.
You too.
So that is how it works. Can you mute yourself? That is how it works. That's how it works. So that is on the spatial interaction. It is very straightforward and very simple. The spatial interaction model uses these principles to analyze and predict patterns of movement and exchange between different places, considering factors like distance, supply and demand, and availability of alternatives. So those factors are still those factors driving complementarity, intervening opportunity, and the third one, which is the transferability. Okay, now let's go to, I hope our calculators are very close to us. Now let's go to these graphics. I hope, can you confirm that you can see my screen? Class.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we can see your screen, sir.
Thank you so much. If you look at your screen, if you look at our screen, it has become our screen. If you look at our screen, you will see complementarity, you will see intervening opportunity, you will see transferability. You will see transferability. Now, carefully look at the graph, the graphics. Carefully look at the graphics. Can you see the distance in that first one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you see that it is about demand for supply of the place, the direction you have demand, you can have supply. So you have more interaction in complementarity. Am I correct? That you interact, your spatial interaction is more between A and B. Is that confirmed? Look at it. Look at these two arrows.
Yes, sir.
The direction
Yes, it is.
has
It
demand
is
and supply.
It is two-way. It is two-way. Yes, sir.
So yes, it is a two-way direction. Then look at the intervening opportunity. You can see the reason why I said closeness before convenience. Can you see that the graphics is confirming that, class? Can you see that this is closed now? I hope you
Yes,
can
sir.
confirm this. You want to buy from my 12, but somebody is here, it is convenient for you, and it is close. You know, if you go to my 12, there is a possibility that you can get a query in your place of work if you go on a working day. What if there is traffic? So it is not convenient for you, and it can translate into some other possible effects. It could lead to query, it could lead to loss of job. So it is convenient because you don't want to, it's convenient for you considering your place of work. It's convenient that maybe beside your place of work, they are selling, there is a market. So you decide to branch there and come back. So this transferability now is about going there with ease. You can see that it is straightforward. It's not that you take one way there, you take another way down. This one, you are targeting it. You are targeting it. It is about the ease. You are paying for it. It's not stressing you. So you just go straight. And if you look at these graphics, you know I mentioned two types of transferability, two patterns of transferability. Which one is this, class? If you are following the class, which pattern is this? Considering the ease of transport costs. This is the high transferability. Let's confirm it. Let's confirm high transferability.
Yes, I. It's smooth.
Because of the movements, it is high transferability.